All right, so we are going to be watching an Elite 2 Kiriko on PC in Stadium. And they say, hello, long-time watcher, first-time submitter. I've been really enjoying the heck out of Stadium to the point where it's given me reason to play competitively for the first time in a number of years. I've heard that from a lot of people. This match, in particular, had a lot going on. Our tank disconnected in round 1, but was outside the window for canceling a match, so we had to soldier onwards. They reconnected before the round finished, at least. At the start of round 3, I noticed the Junker Queen was shooting angrily at me in spawn, so I turned on team text chat, I usually have it off, to see if I was missing any important comps. I wasn't. The only message I saw came in round 4 when the tank just said 2 things: heals and massive support diff. Our Ana was understandably upset, but before it could devolve into another pointless arguing match, our soldier said 2 things in chat: winnable and lock in. We then proceeded to have some of the most insane and intense rounds of Overwatch I think I've ever played. I know you don't do much in-depth critique of Stadium games, but I hope you have as much fun watching this chaos as I had playing it. Well, the good news is I also get to learn more about Kiriko builds, so it's like a win-win. I get to watch a fun match, and I get to learn about a Kiriko build. Let's see what power you went. You went, Tuzu. Yeah, Tuzu's great. Now, obviously, you get unlucky because I think your tank does DC at some point, but we'll see how that goes. Also, I think I have the option on that, like, it shows your crosshair or something. Is this the default crosshair, or is this your crosshair? I don't even know. What a start. But one thing I'll give you advice on first rounds of Stadium: play it like you would normally play Overwatch at the beginning, because I think a lot of times people get into the chaoticness right away. The first round especially is generally just, it will play like you would play normal, like you're playing Overwatch in the get-go. I run into that issue sometimes where, like, for example, I love the Rhine build, right? Like, I love the Rhine build, so I'll start doing the Rhine build where I'm doing, like, the attack power one right away really fast. But, like, it's not even strong. I'm just playing Rhine. Obviously, that was the first rough match, by the way. We knew that was going to happen because you lost your tank. Like, if you lose your tank, it's probably going to be a rough round. Feels bad you lost that one, but the beautiful part about Stadium is you can always bounce back. You grab Teamwork Toolkit, 10% weapon power when you heal an ally, grant them 10% movement speed. I like that one. If I had a Kiriko and I'm playing, like, Queen or something, I would love that. So that's a really good, that was a great choice. And then you got Kitsune Kicks, 10% movement speed, gain the ability to double jump. Oh, I'm not quite sure I've seen this one. Like, I'm sure people have it, but I've never, like, actually seen it. Here we go. You know, remember, when you have Tuzu, by the way, don't be afraid to, like, use your Suzu more. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're using it because, you know, in regular Overwatch, you know, you're gonna be trying to hold it as long as you can when you only have one, but when you have 2, you can get away with it a little bit more. I don't mind you going for the kills there because you Suzu and then you can swift step out. I see what you're trying to do. You're just going for shots. I mean, this is all completely normal so far for a Stadium game. That is 2. Listen, I get fire striked all the time. Never mind when they added the increased fire strike, like, size. Did you not see the massive support diff so far? I mean, let's be real here. There probably isn't, like, a really massive one happening. Well, the funny part is that you said the tank was the one that was saying that, but the problem is that when the tank DC'd, that actually puts the team's economy behind a little bit, right? For, like, Stadium, it takes you a while to get there. So, technically, when the tank DC'd, that made it difficult for everybody else to be able to build into, like, a really strong early build. So, like, it's not uncommon to lose the first 2 rounds just because, like, your team falls behind for a little bit. Come round 3, the powers can start to carry a little bit more, and then it gets a little bit better, so. A little bit of a note here. Just remember, you can't cleanse Shatter anymore, so I wanted to pause there. So, like, you cleanse the Bob, but that doesn't do anything. You can cleanse the damage or the charge, but, like, there's no reason to, like, Suzu a Bob like that when the Bob will be able to survive that. But that's just something there. So anyway, first 2 rounds, it happens. There's nothing you can do about that one. You know, you lost your teammate the first round. The second round, you're getting back into the flow of the game. You went with the clone one. Okay, the clone one's interesting. I don't see the clone one as much anymore, but I know people like it. You end up switching out the other ability one for donut delivery, 10% ability power, swift step heals nearby allies by 80. Life over 2 seconds. That's also ability power. So yeah, if you scale ability power with that, that could be kind of cool. So now you're going kind of like a clone swift step style. So we'll see how where that brings you. But I do like the idea, like, of the ability power because that's going to help your heals. So you're going to heal for a lot more. Yep. This map's always interesting because half the time it's everybody goes the wrong way thinking they're going up the stairs. It's great. There you go. And now your swift step will heal people, so it actually could be pretty decent when you do that teleport. At no point have you looked at your teammate yet. I love how at no point did you look at your team. Also, is that Moira? Did you notice the Moira resident spawn chat? Oh no. Because the Mercy definitely got the res off, right? Or was it broken? As in, like, did they, like... I don't think they went too far away. Yeah, I like that you can heal with your Swift Step now. Makes me wonder, like, ability power with cooldown reduction. How would that feel with that type of, like... Like, if you could get, like a double... Like, a quicker Swift Step into a... I don't know, maybe it would be okay. With ability power? There you go. Good job by your team here. Ooh, there's a tactical visor. I know you're running at the Rhine right now, but like, don't be afraid to make sure your soldier survives that. I think sometimes you want to go into the aggressive defense, but like, I think keeping your teammate alive there will probably be super helpful. But I don't know. It also is Stadium, so I also get just kind of doing your thing because I do that sometimes too. So whatever works. Good Queen ult. Your team should get this. They keep going off the point. Yeah, I was gonna say. Like, if somebody's let the point get to that point, you know they're gonna go off of it at some point. And that's exactly what happened. So good job there. The build is still kind of building for you. Like, I don't know where it's going. Okay, you still have Donut Delivery and Teamwork Toolkit. You brought back Teamwork Toolkit. So before you sold it, and then you brought it back. Okay, you got First Aid Kit and okay. Again, I because I don't know where the build's quite going, I do want to point something out here, and maybe people will see this. Doesn't it just feel like your build doesn't have a direction yet? Because like you have the Swift Step Donut Delivery with ability power, and then that gives you more heals based off of ability power. But then you're also building into attack speed and movement speed and weapon power. So you have 10% ability power, 10% weapon power, 10% movement speed, 5% attack speed, and 25 shields. So I look at this and I'm like, would you be better kind of building into either or, like a weapon power? It just feels like you're going into like, you're just getting everything. And I in Stadium, sometimes it feels like stacking all your stuff or like finding like a good in-between like maybe two is better. But yeah, anyway. The Kiriko's heals are weapon power based, so if you only have ability power and no Suzus, you don't heal so much. Fair enough. But I want to think about the Suzus, I'm thinking about the Swift Step. So you could do like maybe like a weapon power, ability power build, but like this build right now is a everything build. Does that make sense? It's like, I think like finding the good balance. Like I have quite a few builds where I have a balance between like, you know, weapon power and ability power, but I won't go like attack speed, weapon power, movement speed, all of them, right? One thing that can be really cool in like Stadium is like finding ways to synergize your abilities, right? Like if I look at this specific build right now, I would probably go into more weapon power than ability power, right? As of right now, at least. But at the same time, like what's the benefit? What does that do for like your cooldowns, etc.? I don't know. I'm still learning myself sometimes with Kiriko, so it's a learning experience for me too. I at least love theorizing on it regardless, right? Call that a big slam. That was a big slam. Did crit and damage. These are the best builds. Yeah, so if you go on crit and damage, you'd go like weapon power, right? Yeah. So like weapon power seems to be like a good build on that one. There's probably a fun Kiriko ability power. Maybe I'll have to do some Kiriko games today and find like a fun build. Maybe that's what we'll have to do today at some point. I still need to find a D.Va build after the D.Va changes, but... Using Queen being far away from the team but blaming supports is hilarious. I haven't even been paying attention to that too much on like what the Queen's doing, because like... It hasn't been that much of an issue, so I think the Queen just wanted to be angry at that point. About it, I don't know. Sune's fine there. Yeah, I mean... You definitely like doing your damage. And like the more, like, the thing is let's talk about that very quickly. I also noticed that you're trying to, like, you're doing a lot of damage to begin with. So wouldn't it make more sense to just go more of into the weapon power anyway? Not bad. Oh, and I saw what you saw a nod too on that. I'll after this, in between this round, I'll go look at it. Nice shot. Yeah, I feel like you'd benefit more like going into that. And the more I'm seeing your playstyle too, I think you'd benefit at least more going into that. I don't really know how your queen got mad at the supports though here either, because you're doing a fine job keeping them alive. Are they getting mad because they're getting rezzed? I don't know. The tanks always get mad at supports. I feel like everybody gets mad at each other all the time about something. You know what I mean? For people watching the video, if you have like Kiriko builds that you suggest, like put them in the YouTube comments. I know people are looking for builds still. Even myself, I'm loving to learn builds. If you have a build suggestion and you want me to try it, I am down. I think it's fun to learn builds, and I don't know everything about builds either. So if somebody has a suggestion to try, I'm always willing to try them. So the next power you took was the supported shooting. When healing Ofuda heals allies, grant them 20% increased attack speed. That is a good one. And then you got Spirit's Guidance, which you get the healing Ofuda projectile speed. That's a good one. Man, I still feel like there's a world where I think you could get rid of Kitsune Kicks and combine it with another maybe blue item here. I do like the addition of the, I do like your choice here though. I wonder if there's a world you could like sell the Kitsune Kicks and then build something into that. You could even get rid of the armored vest and the first aid kit and then find something in between. But anyway, curious to see where this build could like segue into after. TPing in, getting some good heals off. See, I love the power that gives the attack speed one on that one for your teammates. Yeah, I see you're trying to use your Swift Step as like a heal with the clone too, as like a combo, so I get what you're trying to do with it. So I think at this point, maybe at this point you start to just not get any more ability power, what you did. So now I'm curious to see what you do the next rounds. I love just seeing where the build goes, but it's just, it feels like it doesn't synergize as well at times. But yeah. The cool part about that is even if like it wouldn't be a build that I would necessarily play. The cool part about Stadium is that it's what works for you the most too, right? Like if you love this type of build, heck it, send it, have some fun. That's what's cool about Stadium. Yeah, you're definitely using your Swift Step as a heal a lot of the time. I can see what you're doing there, which it makes me wonder. I don't know all of the items, but I wonder if there's a really cool like cooldown reduction, like Swift Step build you could do that would like allow for you to like really benefit from that. I wonder if there's probably one that exists, okay? And you know, if there is one, I'll find it. Because as you saw when I created the Lucio heal boot build, you know, so. That's been nerfed twice already. Okay, so there you go. You won that round pretty clean. Sometimes you have Stadium rounds like that, right? You just don't do anything. Kept Kitsune Kicks. They just love their double jump. And then they got the Teamwork Toolkit. When you heal an ally, you grant them movement speed. So now you've synergized Actually, I think you've had Teamwork Toolkit. You just converted armor to health into armor. So you've synergized that. You have more weapon power. You definitely strayed away from ability power. So now you're making more sense with your weapon power, and you've given yourself armor. Seems pretty good. Yep. What's up, saying? I think it's fine. Like on their current, like their current build. I still think there's a world where they could get another ability, blue one, but. I just realized your team needs to win this one too. If you don't, you just lose. You're gonna spawn up quickly here, so it's okay that you went for that. I don't think there's an issue there. All right, here you go. Oh, big slam alert! Gotta love a nice big slam. Teleporting in. Making some plays. Yeah, it's interesting because, like, at times your playstyle is going in aggressively, but I think after your tank said something, it seems like you've gone more heal-based now. It's very interesting. Like, that's why I haven't. It feels like you're kind of just going like a more of like a you do everything type of build than you. But it's gonna be cool if this goes to a 7th round. I love 7th round games of Stadium. It's almost June. Your birthday's coming up. Heck yeah, have an awesome birthday when you do have it. Oh, look at this nano. Well, isn't that technically everybody gets nanoed probably from the Ana? The common build. Probably pop Kitsune the moment you see him here. Yep, good job. Even with the team there, I'd say it's just good to pop Kitsune, obviously, because, like, if you lose here, you just lose, so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ain't looking as good now. Oh, wait, you're queen, though. Clutch, maybe?
Time to try again.
Clutch?
On my way.
Oh, there you go. And then if you get back in time, you'll heal on your swift step, and you'll have a clone on the point, too. There you go. Yep. Now you can start capping the point. Good job. I don't know what the other team has ult-wise, so this is just a guess. Good cleanses. Nice job. Yep, and that's where it makes sense cleansing a shatter, chat, is because, like, it's not just surviving, like, the Reinhardt charge, it's making sure the Genji can't get any value on them on the ground. So, excellent usage of your Suzus right there. That basically saved you that team fight, and it might just win you this round. Very well played. And that's where you see it coming into play, like, your actual, like, powers. Like, that Tuzu basically, yeah, that clutched that. Nice! Good job! We'd love to see that, so we're going to round 7! I love, like, when you get round 7. This is when every hero has all the powers, they're all strong, like, they have this, they have that. For your last power, you grabbed Cleanse and Charge. When you cleanse negative effects with Protection Suzu, you gain 5% ultimate charge for each hero cleansed. Okay. Now, keep in mind, it requires negative effects, so you can't just, like, cleanse them if they're just taking some damage, right? Ability-wise, you got multi-tool. There's the cooldown reduction. There we go. So it looks like you actually did get cooldown reduction twice. So you knew that too. Okay, so you end up having 25% weapon power, 15% ability power, and then 15% cooldown reduction. It's probably a world where you could get rid of the ability power at this point and just go into weapon power for the rest of the game. Because, like, at this point, with the way it scales, but I think you'd have enough to get rid of... I don't know. I guess you just like your double jump on Kiriko. That has to be what that is. You just like the double jump. But let's see what happens. Maybe I'm just, like, undervaluing the double jump and, like, the 10% movement speed there. But I think with Kiriko, you're also so mobile now that, like, you don't even need that extra movement speed at times. Rough start there. Oh, never mind. That was your clone. You're good. But yeah, I do like the cooldown reduction. I think that was a very, very smart idea by you to go cooldown reduction. I just think, like, if you have a swift step build, that you're basically, like, the way that you're playing almost seems like that's what you're trying to build into. It makes more sense to just basically be able to get it back quicker. So I bet there's even a deeper build you could go with, like, cooldown reduction. Does this... I'd have to look at some of the items and, like, theorize on that, but you probably could have a really cool build with Kiriko, is what I'm saying. Do you think they definitely like the double jump? Hey, heck it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if you can get 2 charges of Swift Step in Stadium. If you could, it would definitely help this build, though. But I don't know. I don't have a ton of time on Kiriko on Stadium yet because the queue times are pretty long for, like, supports, so... the most popular role right now. Having your ult soon, you can go for a Swift Step here. Yep, get the clone going there. Don't be afraid to consume that, yep, because you're going to get it pretty quickly to begin with. I like this play. Force out ultimate, you trade support ults, and you're already going to build your next one here in a second, so... Yep, there it is, because you got the 5% from the cleansing the negative effects. Right now, you could cleanse that, too. I was going to say, remember to take advantage of that power, because if they're purple and you have a cleanse, not only do you cleanse them to keep them alive, but you also get extra ult charge. So this is a world where, like, if they hit a good anti-grenade or a good grenade, you could benefit yourself greatly. Actually, I wouldn't even doubt it if, like, a Mei slow counts as a negative effect, right? So, like, if you see somebody getting slowed by a Mei, you could probably do that, too. So, even the Bob, right? Does that count? Would that count if you cleanse the Bob there? I'm just seeing some cool opportunities sometimes to, like, to get a little bit of extra ult charge when they have a negative effect on them. You can get up to 50% cooldown reduction with the items at the moment, making it a 4-second cooldown. I mean, that would fit pretty well. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this build would be with, like, a 4-second swift step, right? 22 for everything. 33 months to tier 1. Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you. Like, even like the Mei, like, slow, I wonder if that would help.
Let's agree to not be apart this long again.
There you go. Heck yeah. And then right here, pop your Kitsune. Yeah, nice job. Good play. I will say, I love the... I'm actually very intrigued now. Is there a Swift Step? Could I make a Swift Step build? Because I love this playstyle. It's very fun to watch. Like, where you, like, just Swift Step in and heal. It's really cool. I'm actually kind of intrigued now. I might have to try to build one today. That's, like, a Swift Step-based build where, like, you kind of can just, like, win with Swift Step. It's not going to be, like, a perfect build. Like, it won't be, like, you know, the Lucio Boop build. But I bet it could be something here. Like, I'm seeing it. I like this. Because you cleanse the negative effects, which gives you all charge. You can use that for your Suzu. Yeah, this is interesting. I'd have to look more into it, but great job by you. Great job. Great clutch, too, because obviously, like, your teammates being like, oh, like, you know, support diff, etc. But y'all clutched it. Y'all played it well, and that was a fun... It wasn't... Your build didn't quite synergize in the way that I think it could. I really do think you could build past this. So I'm curious now. I'm very intrigued on where I could go with a build like this, but like building into it. But I will say one thing that you could work on is at the beginning of it, your build felt a little bit all over the place. As you went on, it made more sense. I think there's a world where you could get a little bit better items for what you're doing early, but I don't know those items quite yet, so that's what I'm going to figure out. But yeah, that was good. Good job, good clutch, and just fun to watch a 7-round stadium game. In the comments, let us know if you have any Kiriko builds you suggest. I'm definitely willing to try them. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube, and if you want to watch more of our spectatings or more of our stadium, little box right here, you'll see more videos. Make sure to check them out. Hope you have an amazing day/night.